Today we are joined by Andy Fletcher from Alta Pete Venture Capital. It's a pleasure having you here. What is your story in a nutshell?
I've got 35 years of Wall Street and finance experience. I started in 1991. So I began my career as a cold caller for brokers at Oppenheimer and Company in New York City. And I worked my way up to the P&S desk on the trading floor. And then I became an over-the-counter trader or NASDAQ trader. And when I was doing that, I was at any given time, I was trading 60 to 80 names. And at Oppenheimer, we weren't sector specific. So I could have Apple, Microsoft, and then I could have Biogen. So it didn't really matter. But subsequently, because there was a high stress environment and there was a lot of money getting thrown around, you had to be super careful and very precise. Otherwise, you could really run into a lot of trouble and cost the firm a ton of money. I actually had an instance where there was an earthquake in California that affected one of my trades. They couldn't find it on the other end. And it ended up costing us, like, it wasn't much in the scheme of things, but back then it seemed like a lot. But it was $2.5 million.
But after all this, you gain a lot of experience and bring you to create your company. What does your Alta Pete Venture Capital do?
Well, as far as the fund, basically there are three funds to the fund within the fund. The first one is APVC Fund 1, and that basically is for companies that have 6 months to a year under their belt already. They can prove through bank statements that they have revenue. They can prove to me that they have their state licenses and everything is on the up and up. And if they can get through the first 2 years at very high interest rates, and the interest rates are high because it's still federally illegal, then if they can make it through those first 2 years, they can possibly graduate to lower rates and to come to fund, and we can bring them along for the next 2, 3, 4 years right there. So in essence, I have a captive audience between the two funds for between 4 and 6 years.
What is the best way to grow your business in your niche?
Well, really, the best way to do it for me right now is just being an ISO and holding myself out there to these major institutional lenders and professionals in the like lawyers and CPAs, and just building up my network and stuff. Like 3 weeks ago, I would have one or two projects a week. Now I'm getting like two or three a day.
Do you think this is an industry-wide issue or more unique to your business?
I think it's more unique to my business because industry wide, people are still the people that want to get in, that think it's a great idea, like the mom and pops that who want to do this. They're like, well, I've got X amount of money to throw at this. And it's usually never what it is, truly. It's usually double that. This business, this industry is not for the faint of heart, because if you think everything is going to be all sunshine and blue skies, you're sadly mistaken.
How you see the AI way shaping the industry?
AI is great. If I had AI back in the 90s, I would have done this back in the 90s. But AI helps me cut through the chatter. It helps me, especially with pitch decks that I get every day. I'll read the pitch decks as much as I can. The ones that I can't get to, I'll wash through AI. And the ones that I find interesting, I'll use AI to make sure that I haven't missed anything. So I use it as a research kind of make my life easier.
You use AI often, we can say.
Oh yeah, I do. I have to. It makes me more competitive. It makes Alta Pete out there as, getting everything that we say we can get done on time. You under promise and over deliver. I think AI as an individual without having, I remember when AI first came out, I was just like skeptical like everybody else. Like, what is this going to do? I wasn't necessarily worried about jobs being taken over. I'm like, how is this going to make my life easier?